So, welcome, Jamie Reeves, to Just Chopsing podcast. I don't know who you are, mate. You look like a bit of an imposter, really. I was expecting a strong man to come on.
No. That's the Yorkshire version.
Ah, right, okay.
I'm just the Shropshire version.
And this is my co-host, David.
How you doing?
Hi, Dave. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. I'm good.
Good.
Okay, let's kick it off. Is it? I mean, we mainly have rock artists on, so I mean, what genre of music are you in then, Jamie?
Whatever I choose to be at any particular point, I think. I've got a lot of Northern Soul and Motown influences, and that's kind of the brush that I seem to be tarred with, which isn't a bad brush in my book. So very kind of retro, kind of 60s and 70s sound, I guess. But then if I feel like doing a kind of more guitar-based track, then I'll do that, whatever kind of musical whim takes me, really. Last Christmas, I did a Christmas song that was more kind of swing-based. So, okay. Wherever the pen flows and wherever the creativity comes.
Okay, because I did see one song you had banned by Facebook, I believe.
Yeah, I think it was more down to the wording of that I used on the kind of video. So I've done this song called "Just Be Kind," and it's about George Floyd and how Twitter went off its head at a black family advertising the Christmas ad for Sainsbury's last year, and that just blew my mind, because I grew up in Gloucester, which has got a fantastic melting pot of lots of different races and cultures. So to me, it's just I don't get why there should be any divide. It's just we're all people, we're all human. Just be kind to each other. So I put on this post when I released the video. I was like, we've got to teach our kids. Racism to me is taught. It's not something that a 4 or 5-year-old would normally know.
No, children don't see it, do they?
No, they don't see color. So it's something that's taught. So I put on my post something like, this has got to be, we've got to teach this to our kids. We can't be racist. We've got to be anti-racist, and stand up and be counted and walk arm in arm, hand in hand. And Facebook didn't like that. I appealed to them and they said, no, you can't do that because it's a cause.
Oh, right. Okay.
Brilliant.
It didn't have nothing to do with the line "I can't breathe" in it.
I don't know. Yeah, because there is mention of kind of nothing learned by "I can't breathe."
Yeah.
I've since done another ad with the same song and they haven't banned that yet. So.
Oh, right. Okay.
We'll see. We'll see.
Very good.
Yeah, I wouldn't have expected him to ban something like that. That's crazy.
Yeah, they don't get involved in causes apparently, but then, and unless you're paying big money like Trump does, or any of the other parties that I won't care to mention.
Yeah, I was going to say I see enough of other stuff over Facebook. You could class as a cause, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's a bit of a weird one, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. It's positive, isn't it? I don't quite get that.
Yeah, I mean, if you're trying to spread a positive message, I mean, surely that's got to be good for Facebook. I mean, there's so much drizzle on there. Yeah. It's like negativity, and I mean, we're trying to do our bit to be positive, but sometimes it falls by the wayside.
Yeah.
But it's like, man, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, well, political messages. I don't think mine's really political messages, but messages of hope and how to be better humans. As there's loads of songs that have that. So I just don't get it. It's part of what music's all about. It's not just about candy pop music. There's sometimes music has a message that you want to get stuff off your chest and you want to put it in your music, and hopefully a few people will agree with you, and that's kind of why we do it. So
well, I mean, go back to the 60s and early 70s with Bob Dylan and his political stuff, and I mean, that wasn't getting banned off the radio, was it? It's like, well, they didn't have Facebook then, but obviously,
we're obviously regressing, aren't we, and not kind of moving forward as a society.
No, we are. That is definitely true, and a lot of that is down to social media, I believe.
Yeah, there's a lot of good about social media, because as a small businessman, with my kind of day job, that's really helped me compete against the bigger boys and grow. And I think that's helped a lot of small businesses compete on a more level playing field, because you can be more targeted and get in front of the kind of customers that you want without having to do big TV or radio campaigns. But then you've got the negative side, that it's like, the good thing is everyone can have an opinion.
But you can't really.
So
it's not a cause.
I mean, I've been banned from Facebook more times than I care to count by the Facebook police, and now my latest bans are 30 days long. So I really got to watch what I post from now on. It's not free. They say Facebook is a free, free speech, but there's no free speech. There's no free speech anywhere.
No, definitely not.
You're not allowed to fucking say what you want, really.
No.
I mean, I do try. But
podcasts are the things that aren't really policed too much at the moment, but perhaps I shouldn't speak too soon.
Oh, I hope not, because if they police some of ours, we'd be royally fucked, I think.
Taking it down, definitely.
So your genre is more whatever you want, whatever you feel at the time, then?
Yeah, I think it's kind of more kind of 60s and 70s soul is kind of where my heart's at. But that said, on the new album, there's some rockier stuff.
Have you got a new album?
Yeah, I'm just in the middle of, just finishing it off at the moment.
Okay.
So it should be, I'm wanting to get it up on pre-order hopefully in the next week or so that we get it out for sort of, I'm hoping CD release for sort of beginning of August, and then probably digital music release like Apple Music and Spotify by the end of August.
Okay.
That's the plan.
Okay, I mean, you're obviously going to tour the album then.
No, not really. So for the last 20 years, I've been a cover artist and done all the touring stuff and been here, there and everywhere. And I've played my fair share of pubs, clubs, done all the nice hotels, done holiday centres, been abroad, done the army camps. I've pretty much done everything that I want to do with touring.
Okay.
So most of my thing will go back on social media and target people that way and do a few live online gigs. I'll probably do a couple of album launch parties. But I've got 3 kids now and they're aged between sort of 4 and 12.
Okay.
They're all busy as sort of.
Yeah. I've got a 9-year-old myself. So.
Taxi every fucking day. And so if I go on tour, then they're not going to be able to do their stuff. So I've got to be really careful of what I plan in and what I don't plan in, because they're my main priority at the day. I love my music and I feel I should be kind of doing my passion to hopefully inspire them.
Okay.
But I don't want to be organising a 20-30 date tour and going, see ya. And leaving them. So
what's your day job then, Jamie? Because you mentioned about small businesses on Facebook.
Yeah. So I run a team of singing waiters that do weddings and corporate events, and we have some videographers and photographers as well, because sometimes we kind of do a full package for wedding days.
Okay.
So I run there's probably about 20 odd singers in my team, about 10 videographers, 10 photographers.
Okay.
And we do a few hundred weddings a year, or we used to.
Yeah. I bet that's hit you hard then with the lockdown.
Yeah, it's been a lot of rearranging, but then everyone's living on the hope that sooner or later we're going to get back on it and back into it. We started performing again last month to some of the smaller weddings. Sorry, my dog's going mad in the background.
No, I thought it was fucking David's dog then, because David's dog's always
she's always taking her.
Buddy the Beagle is getting in on the act. So yeah, we've started doing stuff and we've got lots of stuff planned in the future. Just trying to get around all these rules and make sure that we're COVID compliant. And I seem to be ringing up the FSB health and safety lawyers every week at the moment with all the different rule changes and stuff. But we're managing and we're putting smiles on people's faces and creating memories, and that's all we can ask to do at the moment.
Yeah, that's it.
Is that sort of like a topless endeavor or a bit of a strippergram thing?
No. Have you seen the state of me?
No, no, no.
I've firmly got a dad bod at the moment.
Right, okay.
So no, it's all kind of, we blend in as real waiters. So, and then sort of around during the wedding breakfast, we'll kind of propose a toast at the end of the mains, beginner desserts, burst into song, and then just get everyone waving napkins and singing along and having little dance offs and just breaking all the rules of a wedding breakfast really and turning it into one big party.
Right, okay, cool. Yeah, sounds good.
That's good. Have you done any gardens or anything? Because obviously, before, as was like in Wales, for example, we were allowed, I think we might be allowed 30 people in a garden. So I know a lot of people have been having kind of like, they've been going to the, having this ceremony with maybe 5 or 6 people, and then they're allowed to have a bit of a do in the garden. So have you done anything like that in England?
Well, in England, you can have 30 people in the wedding breakfast right now, and you can have that indoors and you can perform inside as well. So as long as you stay socially distant, you're all good to go. So the guests can, they have the choice of, if they want to stay socially distanced, they can. So the venue has to accommodate that. But if they want to mingle, then they can as well. So we've pretty much been able to do most of what we would usually do. It's just, obviously we can't sit on Nan's lap and give her a cuddle and sing to her and serenade her in that way at the moment. But everything else we're pretty good to go for.
That's good. Yeah, it shouldn't be too far away anyway, should it? Hopefully.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
I know Boris has extended another 4 weeks, but hopefully that'll be the end of it, and we can start moving forward then. And that's what I'm looking forward to anyway.
We'll see. I don't trust these bloody politicians.
No, we don't either. So with regards to the songs then, do you ever bring into any of your own songs that you've written at these weddings, or is it mainly covers that people perhaps a bit more familiar with?
Yeah, it's mainly covers. I don't tend to do it so often now. I started the business 11 years ago, and I just pretty much run it now and have a team of people. As the kids have got older, I've wanted to kind of go out less and less at the weekend. But at the beginning of the last, when we released the first album about 5 years ago, obviously I'd blast my email list for the singing waiters about it as well. And a few people requested a couple of my songs for the party set, which was really, really nice. I really touched my heart with that. Mm-hmm. So we have done it in the past, but I doubt for the second album, because I haven't gigged now. I think New Year's Eve 2019 was the last time that I went out kind of performing a gig, because COVID happened. What was it, March 2020?
That's right, yeah.
So
the lockdown,
so my team have been doing the gigs when they've been popping up, and I've just been organizing things. So my hope is to kind of do something in Wigan once the album's launched, and once the rules are a little bit more settled, then probably autumn time I'll do an album launch party, and even if it's only just a social club and a proper Wigan do with meat and potato pie and hot pot or something.
A couple of sausage rolls thrown in.
And so as long as there's no bingo, I'm happy. So and we'll just have a bit of a laugh and a crack and perform the album and a couple of ones from the old album as well, and do that. So one day I'd like to I'd like to do some festivals. That's what I would like to do. I haven't done any festivals as of yet. So that's kind of on the bucket list to do. And I want to play with a big live band, because I've never done that. And a lot of my stuff it's sort of got trumpets.
Big band.
So trumpets and sax and trombones and Hammond and keyboard and guitarist and bass, lots of backing vocals as well. So it probably end up being a sort of 10-15 piece band to try and recreate the sound. So, and that's not cheap to do. So,
well, maybe you could play Wacken, because we had a guest on who played it at Wacken in Germany, and they actually put a big band on. What did you say it was? The Firemen, Dave?
I can't remember.
The fire service, and they come on and they did. He's the guy who was in a rock band, and he did a Stevie Wonder cover song, with this big band, because this big band come on and they play with the artists. So then you would get it for free, yeah?
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be really cool. I'd love to do that. So Wacken, whoever you are, if you're listening.
Yes, in Germany. So
I don't mind going to Germany. I've done a few gigs out there with the bases, and when I was working in Cyprus, because I lived in Cyprus for a while, we had lots of German tourists come over, and yeah, they're good fun. So no bother going over to Germany and cracking out a few tunes.
Yeah. You have to look into it.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's a pretty big festival as well, actually. It's not
massive.
It's
like tens of thousands of people there.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it is a very big festival. Yeah.
Cool. Sounds good.
Yeah, that's good. Cool. So definitely no touring then.
No, it's just
kids come first, Dave.
Yeah, it's with the family. It's just too difficult to do. So I do a lot online. I've got my own sort of like little membership clan, and do live online gigs every month. That people can kind of do if they join the monthly membership thing.
That's through your Patreon, is it?
Yeah, it's kind of like, it's not through Patreon, but it's very much like that.
Okay.
PayPal.
Well, I've got Shopify and all that, so
right, okay.
being business minded, I've got all my websites set up and I'm able to do all that. So it's quite easy to sort out without having to lose all that money to Patreon as well.
Yeah. How much do they take? They take a percentage, don't they?
I can't remember. I looked into using them and just like, I've got half of it set up here. What do I need to use them for? So yeah, it was much easier to do on my own, and that way I've got control of it. And if anything, if Patreon kind of goes downhill, then people can still.
Okay, you have to give us some tips.
Yeah, it's all.
You can run our page for us.
Yeah. It's all trial and error, unfortunately. So, but it's only a small community that I've got. But yeah, it's nice. We're doing I'm playing them the album as it is a little bit later tonight.
Oh, okay.
After this,
is it all your own stuff, or is it a few more covers?
No, this one there's 13 tracks, 12 originals that I've wrote with other people. And then I've done a really kind of soulful, bluesy version of Tennessee Whiskey.
Oh, right. Okay.
So, yeah, that's the only cover on it this time. Whereas last time when I did Believe, there was 6 originals and 6 covers.
Are you going to be giving it away like you gave away Believe?
No. But Believe, I did a sort of, you pay the postage and I'll send you the CD with that. Yeah. And that was just purely to build up my mailing list and to get people interested in my music ready for this album release. So that's why
that's not cheap.
No, it's not.
Not cheap to do, Jamie. Really
no, but when it's your passion and when it's what you want to do, and I've been writing songs since I was at school. So I wanted to kind of make a mark and say, right, okay, well, when COVID hit, I was like, right, this is the time now, something to focus on, something to do. So I thought, right, for 3 years, I'm going to give it a go. So I started promoting Believe again. And then with the thought, right, I'm going to write the second album. Wrote the second album, started recording it, and then everything started opening up again. And I'm like, oh, what do I do with my spinning plates and trying to get everything finished. So that's why it's been a bit more delayed than I'd hoped.
Okay.
So I've done all that. And now once that's all kind of launched and done, over the next few months, I'll start writing again, getting things ready for the third album.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
Which will happen next summer. And then I'll do another one the summer after. And then I'll see where I'm at after that.
Okay.
Cool. Oh, that's good.
So you've been pretty creative in the lockdown then?
Yeah, just to keep busy, really. The first month was hard because didn't really know what was going to happen with the business.
Yeah.
Then you've got everybody cramped in the house with all the schooling and everything. So that I find mentally tough. It was exciting on the one hand because you were never going to have that opportunity with the kids again, where they were off school. And so at the beginning, it felt really exciting. but by June it was like kids go back to school.
Yeah, homeschooling isn't fun.
Yeah. So, and once we settled what would happen with the business and how we were going to handle that, and the stress died down of that, then it was like, right, well, I don't have much time now because I want to keep one of my staff members on as long as possible. So we kept him on, and he was kind of dealing with that. And I was like, right, well, I've done my bit now. What can I do? And that's where it's like, right, well, you've never really promoted this album. Let's do it.
Yeah,
so
very
here we
good.
go.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. So have you got a title for the second album? Are you allowed to tell us that yet?
Yeah. It's going to be called Life Lessons. So 4 or 5 of the songs have already been out on Spotify. So Love You in Colour, Frenemies, Complete Opposites, Just Be Kind, and Love Ain't a Word have already been released. So it's been kind of brewing for a while.
Yeah.
But that's kind of another reason where I was like, right, we've got this time. I've done 3 or 4 songs that were supposed to be the start of the second album. Now let's actually bloody do the start of the second album and get it going, and just kind of did a few songwriting camps, knew a few other people, so did some stuff with that, and just kind of wrote what I felt was right. And now it's the finishing, polishing off bits with the producer at the moment to get mixed and mastered. I think we did the last brass session with my trumpet player earlier today.
Okay.
To finish off one of the tracks, and that's the last one to go off to the producer now. So I'm quite lucky. I've got a little recording set up at home, and I've been recording remotely with different musicians all across the globe. So the trumpet session that I just come off, the guy is in Colorado.
Okay.
So I've been working with him. My sax player is in Brazil. Hammond player in London. Marta, who's done some of the female backing vocals, is in Portugal. So it's been really interesting. There's a music service called Musiversal.
Okay.
And you pay a monthly subscription, and you're allowed so many sessions a month with different musicians. So I've been doing that over the last 4 months, and set it up on Zoom, and they'll have their recording software set up, and there's a special link that you can use so that you can hear it more in real time, because obviously Zoom you get a little bit of a delay. And we've just finished the album doing that, and it's been brilliant. So all live drums, all live brass, proper Hammond organs, and some piano as well. It's just been really, really cool.
Yeah, that sounds pretty. Yeah, it does sound pretty cool, actually.
Well, I can't play. I've sung for years. I'm a really good singer. Well, I think I'm a really good singer anyway. And can write and stuff, but my guitar and piano skills are pretty shit, really.
Okay.
So I've learned a bit more over lockdown. But I'm still shit.
How does that affect you when you're writing a song then? Because you must have a melody or something.
Yeah, I tend to have an a cappella melody in my head of kind of where I want the song to go. So I'll do a version of that. And then the piano player or guitar player, whoever I start with first, will usually bollock me because it's over a couple of keys. We'll decide on one key that suits it better. And then go from there and just start building. And I'll kind of say, right, it needs a little bit of this, and it needs a little bit of that, and just kind of act more like a producer, I guess.
It's the same sort of way Michael Jackson used to write songs, really.
Is it?
He couldn't. I don't think he could play any instruments, and then he used to come up with a melody in his head, and then he'd go and sing the melody to his producer, wherever it was, or a musician, and then they would figure it out together, you know.
Yeah, I've always done it that way. For me, it's a great way of writing because, like I say, I don't know what I'm doing.
All right, okay. I think Michael Jackson knew a bit what he was doing, but
yeah.
So what age do you get started then, Jamie?
What, writing songs?
Yeah, writing songs and singing and performing.
So I started as a DJ back in Gloucester when I was about 17, 18. Worked the pubs and clubs around the local circuit. And then at the age of 20, I got a job in Mallorca,
Okay.
working on one of the holiday centres there as their DJ, and just ended up doing a little bit of everything really.
Agadoo.
Yeah, all that, and taking part in the shows and comparing, and just had an absolutely whale of a summer. And then the year after, I went and worked for Haven in the Isle of Wight as a vocalist, doing shows and similar job. Didn't really like that so much because there was much more rules, and the Isle of Wight isn't as much fun as Mallorca.
Okay.
Which you'd have thought that would have been a given, but perhaps my 21-year-old self couldn't see that. And then from there, I just went on the circuit and started doing my own stuff. And I was in a couple of bands that nearly made it, but not quite, doing kind of pop boy band stuff. And then just wrote a song called If You Believe when I was must have been about 24, 25, something like that. And never got it recorded. Kind of had the melody.
Yeah.
And then about 10 years later, I've put an ad out online. So at that point, when I was forgot about that. When I was doing the band stuff, I was working with some producers in London, doing some pop stuff with them. Didn't ever go into a proper album or anything. It was to try and get signed and get a management deal and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I did a bit with them, and then had If You Believe as a kind of idea, but didn't do anything with it. Found a producer to kind of produce it for me, released it, and then heard a YouTube video one day from the Northern Soul girl, a girl called Lavanna McLean. And it was when Pharrell's Happy first came out, and she mixed it with Velvet Hammer's version of Happy, which is a classic kind of Wigan Casino Northern Soul song. And I was like, I've got to do that song. And it wasn't that long after my uncle had passed away from cancer. So I released it as a kind of little EP with the Northern Soul version of Happy. I wrote a song called Out on the Dance Floor, which was kind of like my homage to the Northern Soul scene. And then Pharrell's version of Happy, but I jazzed it up a bit and got a few more horns in there and jazzy piano and stuff. And I sing it in a much more kind of rough and raucous way rather than Pharrell's kind of falsetto-y way.
Mm-hmm.
We raised a few £100 doing that. And then I thought, right, I'm going to do an album and finish it up. And then just finished the album and released that. And then I was due to start promoting that, and then business kind of hit the skids, which stopped me promoting it. And then I kind of, because the business hit the skids and had to sort of start again and rebuild, it kind of got left in the background. And then this time when COVID hit and I had nothing to do and the business was stable, it's like, right, I'm going to give it a go.
All right, okay. So when you released Believe, obviously you gave that album away for free then?
Not only in the last year.
So only in the last year?
Yeah.
Because I only came across it because a friend of mine on Facebook posted a picture of it.
Yeah.
And he said he got it for free. And he said it came with a tea bag and a Kit Kat as well. So
it's my Believe and Chill pack. So yeah, have a drink on me.
Did it come with a Kit Kat and a cup of tea?
Yeah. So when I send it out, it goes with a copy of the album signed,
yeah,
tea bag, and a little Kit Kat.
Oh,
neither do I, Cyril.
No, I don't know how to respond to it either.
So yeah, it's I call it a Believe and Chill pack. It's just nice, and the amount of people that comment about the tea bag and the Kit Kat. The music industry is a real tough industry.
It is.
There's so many other people doing the kind of music that I do out there. So they'll remember my music because I gave them one tea bag and one 2-bar Kit Kat.
Yeah, he was a bit disappointed, really, because he actually ordered 2 albums off you and he only got 1 Kit Kat.
Well, that's life. We're not made of money.
Yeah, so Rob, if you listen to this, it's not because he was being tight.
We're in the North, Rob. There's a pandemic on, you know.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, that's good. That's good. I like that, mate. That's a really good idea. That is a really good idea.
Yeah, I think we're going to adopt that idea, Dave, on our mailing list. If you sign up to the mailing list, we'll send you a Kit Kat.
Yeah.
Do the tea bag. It's more cost effective.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's right. That's actually what I said to Rob. I said, you know, you can get like 5,000 for 50p Tesco own brand or something.
Oh,
And,
don't PG. I don't send any of that shit out.
Oh, it's got to be proper. It'll have to be proper.
Oh, so I mean, we touched briefly on your sort of inspirations, but have you got any like musical heroes or?
I've got loads, absolutely loads. The Motown years are very kind of inspirational to me. People like Stevie Wonder, The Temptations, The Four Tops, Levi Stubbs. I mean, just he's a vocal hero of mine. He's absolutely amazing. Then you go across in stacks and you've got people like Otis Redding, that just their voices are just kind of and that sound. Taptone Records do a load of real good stuff now with Sharon King, God bless her, sadly passed away, and Charles Bradley. Charles Bradley, when I started writing again about 3 or 4 years ago, got introduced to his stuff and just kind of blown away about how gritty and kind of great his voice was. And he didn't get a deal till he was 60.
Okay.
He got his first record deal when he was 60. So when I started writing again at the ripe old age of 42, I was thinking, right, got 18 years to crack this. So yeah, he's sounds amazing. I love Tom Jones, Bob Marley, Freddie Mercury, obviously as a performer. When you look at him, just the way he moves and graces the stage and how interesting his lyrics were. More modern day people. I love Robbie's stuff. Robbie Williams. I was a Robbie tribute for a good number of years. So him as an entertainer, there's definitely some shades of Robbie when I strut around the stage, because you can't be a Robbie tribute for 10 years and not kind of pick up any of the mannerisms and try and develop them as your own.
As your own, yeah.
The Stone Foundation at the moment, I'm really liking. Chris Stapleton, when I heard Tennessee Whiskey for the first time in lockdown, I must have played that about 20, 30 times on loop, because the song just blew my mind.
Well, that's also a cover song or not?
No, that's country.
Yeah, but it's a cover song.
Yeah.
It's not an original Chris Stapleton song, I mean.
Oh, probably not. No,
no, it's not. No, it's an old song.
Okay. So yeah, I've probably forgotten more than I've remembered, to be fair. But I just love music. It just kind of decorates life, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does, definitely. I mean, we all like different types of music, and to be honest, you know, myself and David's a little bit more stuck in one genre than me, to be honest. But I mean, I'm pretty wide open, you know. David's getting there, I suppose. He's.
Yeah, I still, you know, I'm into sort of rock, light rock, heavy rock, but I'll still listen to Michael Jackson. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So, you know, I grew up with Michael Jackson. Well, I didn't actually physically grow up with him, you know what I mean? But I grew up with his music.
You kept that quiet, Dave.
Yeah.
That might have been a different podcast altogether.
That's right, yeah. Yeah. And it's like we said on quite a few podcasts, you know, with the music that you grow up with, you know, you tend to listen to through the rest of your life. So my father was like a massive blues fan, heavily into the Rolling Stones and the Who, and they're still a lot of my go-to music today. You know, on one of the bios I read, it said that you didn't come from a musical household. So did you get into all your music then?
Don't know really. I just always, when I was a kid, even sort of at the age of 6 and 7, I was music and football daft. So it was obvious that I was going to go down one of those paths. and I was a shit footballer, so actually music. So yeah, my old man used to say you need to concentrate instead of just messing about with music and football all the time. And I'm just like, yeah, whatever. And then as I got a job as a DJ, yeah, you'll grow up one day and get a proper job. And then I started singing, yeah, you'll get a proper job. And I'm still here, 45 years old, and still haven't got a proper job. So I must be doing something all right.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
But yeah, what you say about music from the 80s and 90s, there's loads of kind of influences from there. Phil Collins is another one, and I was quite into rock music, I think, in the 80s and 90s. So Guns N' Roses and AC/DC, and some of it seeped through into my son's playlists as well. So my son's 12 and he's got a match day playlist that we put on in the car. And there's some stuff from the Temptations in there, and Guns N' Roses and Stevie Wonder, as well as kind of Dizzy Rascal and some other grime artists. And
no, that's good.
That's cool.
Nice.
Yeah. It's good you encourage him to listen to all sorts of music. I mean, I'm only winding David up, but he gets very defensive. So
he doesn't really have much choice, really. He listens to what I listen to, or otherwise he don't get his playlist on.
Yeah, well, that's the same as David's kid. David grew up liking certain bands. And yeah, like he said on a previous podcast, his dad's taxi, so his dad's radio is going on,
Exactly right.
So David all defensive. Stop picking on me. Stop picking on me.
No, it's good. Good. Okay.
Got anything to ask, Dave?
No, I think we've covered most things now on my notes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah. So if we're gonna see you, then Jamie is going to be online then.
Yeah, pretty much, especially with things the way they are with COVID and stuff. It's just not worth kind of planning anything too much in advance. So everything for the new album will be kind of done online, and it means that I can still be Dad's taxi for football and everything else then. So yeah, but we've done some music videos already, got some more in the pipeline. So there'll be some nice creative stuff coming out on the old Facebook and YouTube and things, and the CD will be available soon. So that'll be ready for pre-order, and then by the end of August it'll be up on Apple Music and Spotify and the rest.
Yeah. I was just gonna ask you, do you do like Facebook Live concerts or?
Yeah, so that's pretty much how I do them. So for the Boom Patreon group, they've got a special kind of private Facebook group that's invite only. But I do some Facebook Lives on the main page as well.
Okay.
So what I tend to do is do like 2 or 3 songs to whet the appetite on the Facebook page, and then go and do another stint in the group.
Ah, right. Okay.
So that they get their value for money too.
Yeah. Okay, that's great. So give us the socials on Jamie. What you on Twitter, Instagram?
Yep. So it's Jamie Reeves UK on Insta, Twitter, Facebook. If you want to go to the website, it's thejamiereeves.com. And if you want to get the free CD and a Kit Kat and a tea bag, just put /free-CD, and that'll take you to the page for that. And there might be an upgrade of 2 where you can get an extra CD, or an extra few CDs, but you still get the same 2-bar thing.
2-finger Kit Kat.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's a brilliant incentive.
Yeah, I love the sentiment. I think that's great.
Yeah, I do as well.
Really good. I like it.
But I wouldn't give them away like loads of albums of the same album. Just give them one album. I mean, Rob, he's a greedy fucker. He probably only wanted to get 2 Kit Kats, because thinking he was sending off for 2 albums. I know you signed one because he wrote it. It's written on the 2 Rob from Jamie.
There's an order bump on there, so you can buy the If You Believe CD single, which has got If You Believe and an acoustic version of it as well on it. And then there's a few other EPs that I've done as well where you can get the whole bundle. So that's
you get Snickers with that?
No, you don't get anything extra. Even if you've paid a bit more for the extra CDs, it's still the only
2-bar bundle. Get a Snickers.
Yeah, no.
No,
You
you
have to
couldn't.
post it.
You can't, and you can't do Snickers because of the nuts as well. My boy's allergic to nuts. You've got to be really careful with nut traces.
Are there no nut traces in the Kit Kat?
No.
Are they just making vegan Kit Kats now, aren't they? Was that a Kit Kat thing I saw? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw an advert for vegan Kit Kats the other day.
There's loads of different types. If you go to Japan have loads of different flavors as well. Like crazy in the way that they must have about 20, 30 different flavor Kit Kats.
You must be big fans of them over there then.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I live in Holland, Jamie, so the variety isn't very good at all. You know, you're lucky if you get a milk chocolate and a dark chocolate and a chunky over here. So it's certainly not 30 flavors of Kit Kat.
It's weird how where you go different places, how things are so different. Sort of like in the States, the different types of sweets and things that you can get, and I'm guessing there's lots of different ones in Holland as well.
Not really. Yeah, they like a lot of licorice. You know, they like it's called drop. And then they mix licorice with fucking nearly everything at the moment. Okay. And you get salty licorice as well. So it's not only the sweet licorice, you know, like you get in what's those
sherbet dips?
Yeah, they don't have them.
Going back to
what's those licorice sweets called? Bertie Bassett's.
Yeah, licorice all sorts.
Licorice all sorts, yeah. Well, they got them, but they also make salted ones, and they're really salty. So it's salted drop. And yeah, it's not for me. Like no, I mean, I like my licorice sweet. I don't like it salty.
Yeah,
you know, it's not good. But they're into all sorts of things like that. You know, licorice and so yeah. I mean, yeah, there are quite a few different types of sweets, but it's nothing like England. I mean, you can't go to the supermarket. I mean, if you go to Asda's, for example, I mean, there must be 150 different types of chocolate bar.
Yeah.
But if you go here, you're lucky to get 50, you know, well, not even 50, I guess. Okay. So yeah, it's a bit strange. It's strange how different cultures have different tastes.
Yeah.
That's what you're brought up with, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then I noticed on your website you got some other merch as well, so like hoodies and t-shirts.
Yeah, hoodies, t-shirts, and all the shebang. So that's all the stuff from Believe, and that's my job over the next couple of weeks is to design a load of merch ready for life lessons as well.
Yeah.
Well, it should be your job to sell it instead of give it away.
Yeah, you need to start selling it, mate.
No, I'm building up the mailing list. Don't you worry about life lessons. It'll sell. It'll sell.
So where'd you get your t-shirts made?
There's a company that are based in Lancashire, around Blackburn Way. And they do lots of different designs, and you just use them, and they'll instead of having to kind of buy 100 t-shirts and then get bollockings off the wife because boxes are here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah.
They'll custom print them.
Right. Okay.
So it's a lot better for me. Obviously, you don't make as much money on them, but you still make a little bit. So
yeah, you make like £2 instead of a £5.
Yeah.
There's not much money in t-shirts really anymore, is there?
No. But they're good quality t-shirts. I've got a few, and the people that have bought them so far seem to be happy with them. So it's a nice little business, and it means that I can offer something like that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, it's a bit like I've signed up to this shop thing called, I think it's called Printify.
Yeah,
where you know I haven't really used it, to be honest.
Yeah, so, it's similar to them.
But they're
kind of local.
Yeah, that's a really good idea for them to do that. Yeah, you know, can help a lot of small businesses that can't go out, can't physically afford to pay for 100 t-shirts.
Yeah,
and then just get your own design made up, and they'll print it off as and when, you know.
And because of things like Canva and stuff, it's easier and easier to design things. So it's you make your own designs and put them on all the different colors that you want, and then just upload them to your website and onto your little shop.
Yeah, that's cool. You have to email me the info. I'd like to look into that, actually.
Yeah, no worries. I'll send you some links.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
Yeah,
that's cool. Because we need to get some t-shirts made, Dave.
Yeah, we'll send you a free t-shirt for
if we ever get one made.
Yeah, that's right.
All right then, mate. I'm going to let you get back to your wife.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for having me on the podcast. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, thanks for coming on.
Good.
Oh, no worries at all. No worries
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah,
thanks,
I
mate.
hope the album works out really well for you, mate, and you go from strength to strength.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and make some money on it this time instead of giving it
Yeah.
away.
Don't worry, we will.
Good man.
Good lad. Take care.
Cool. See you later. Take care, boys. Bye.
Thanks, mate. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Do you know how to get off? Oh, yeah, he's gone.
Yeah, I'm just going to shut the blinds a second.
Yeah, you go. You're flashing on me again, Dave.
Yeah, sorry. There we go. That's better.
So I was
Yeah, he was a really, really nice guy. Really nice guy.
That's what we said at the beginning.
Yeah, what a lovely chap. Really
Yeah,
nice.
he was really nice, actually.
Yeah.
So, but we say this after every fucking podcast.
Yeah, it's good though, isn't it? You know, he's chasing his dream still. And like he said, you know, his dad said he'd never do it. And he's still having a go at it. And he's 45 years of age and still chasing it. So, you know.
Is he that old? He said he was 42.
That's what he said. He didn't look it. He said 45. He said he started rewriting at 42.
Oh, well, that was it. Yeah.
I can't believe he's only a couple of years younger than me.
Yeah.
He's definitely had a better life than me, not having a real job.
Yeah. He didn't have many paper rounds, did he?
No,
So,
really young.
But yeah, nice.
Yeah, nice guy.
I actually couldn't believe that he gave it away with a tea bag.
That's amazing. Well,
Rob said he made it up.
Yeah, I thought Rob had made it up, but I didn't realize.
Well, Rob said he made it up.
Did he?
Yeah, he said,
That's
don't ask
amazing.
him now, I made it up. But he obviously didn't make it up, did he?
No, that's amazing.
But you know, that's quite a good idea, Dave, to get people to sign up to our mailing list.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, we got all these people in the group, and nobody. I mean, we've got nobody on the mailing list, and we could also, if you sign up to the YouTube page,
Do you know
as a subscriber?
Do you actually know the name of the subscribers?
When they subscribe, I do. Yeah,
you do. Yeah.
It pops up on my thing. Yeah.
Okay.
And it pops up and tells me also who. It doesn't say who visited the website.
Yeah.
But it tells me where in the world they are. So today we actually had a visitor from Brazil, and we also had a visitor from Spain.
Okay.
So because it pops up on my phone, it just gives me a quick message, and
yeah, maybe it was Jamie's trumpeter checking us out.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was going to ask him actually. He's like, "Oh, I'm going on this podcast later called Just CHOPSING," you know. So maybe that was it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was going to ask him, but I left it.
Yeah, we'll have to get some merch sorted out, and then encourage people to subscribe and all that.
Yeah. The subscriptions. I mean, we you know, I mean, we're only 2 months old now.
Yeah.
We're putting out some decent content. We're putting out some decent content and some indecent content.
I don't think we've sent. Well, there's nothing indecent apart from some of your comments.
Some of my content. Your content's okay.
Yeah, I think I'm up for t-shirts. I am. If you see my wardrobe, you'd realise why, because I've probably got about 60, 70, maybe 80 band t-shirts.
Yeah.
Which whenever I go to a gig, I buy a t-shirt. I just gotta have it, don't I? And they always release a new bloody t-shirt, don't they? So you know, I've run out of room. I've had to move the shelves so I can fit more t-shirts in there.
Yeah, I need to buy some new drawers because I've got in my wardrobe is full of Poppy's clothes and my clothes, and there's just no room for anything else.
Yeah, that's it.
So yeah, I'm just trying to find a strange story, but I can't really.
Okay. I like Jamie. He's a nice kid, so I hope it really works out for him. And said we'll share some of his music as well, because we give him a shout out and see if any of the guys like it.
Yeah, we'll give him a plug.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And we'll shout out to Rob actually for putting the song to him.
Yeah. Well done, Rob. I hope you enjoyed your Kit Kat.
Yeah. Greedy bastard ordering 2, thinking you get 2. And now you know why you only get 1.
That's right.
Because he's not made of money.
That's it.
All right then, mate.
Yeah,
so I really enjoyed that, and it was quite a funny podcast. without any, well, not much swearing anyway.
I didn't swear. I've actually looked back over a couple of them, and I have sworn in a couple of them, but not many, because I think in the back of my mind, it's how a mum's going to give me a bollocking, so or maybe Uncle Tear as well. So that's always in the back of my mind, because I bumped into Uncle Tear.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, but sort of to speak to. It was really funny. So we drove down to Sarah's dad's house in the MG, and I drove, and Sarah hates me driving the car. So I'm doing a U-turn, and lo and behold, Uncle Tear is walking towards me with cousin Neil carrying a ladder.
Okay.
So, and you got Uncle Tear stopping and talking to everybody, and you got Neil behind the back of the ladder, whinging and moaning. So then Uncle Tear walks up to the car. Bear in mind, I haven't seen him out since Andrew's wedding. And how are you two doing all right? You can hear Neil in the background giving it all this because he's holding this blinking ladder. So I am gonna have to. I do want to pop over and see him before he goes back, because he's renovating his house and everything now. So I want to nip over and see him before they go back to Spain.
Oh, okay. That's the house he's bought me, is it?
Yes, your house that is. Yeah. And then I'm hoping then when he comes back next time, he buys my house.
He buys your house. Well, I told him at the wedding.
Not this house. He buys me another house.
I told him at the wedding he's bought everyone else a house. He hasn't bought me one, so.
No, that's right. Well, we're both due, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
You and his favourite nephews and all that.
Yeah, I can come back more often then. So
that's it. That's
I've
it.
got somewhere to go instead of staying in a hotel all the time.
You can always stay here now. You know, huh? Kids have moved out, so there's a bedroom here. You can have.
Yeah.
You come over.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for that. That was great.
Right.
And
well, we're gonna have to have another wedding do, because it's nearly, because you came over for our 25th.
Yeah.
And it's nearly our 30th.
Really? It's not 5 years ago already.
It ain't far away. So we were married in 1992. Okay. So it's going to be next year. Will be our 30th wedding anniversary. That's gone quick, isn't it?
Yeah, it has. Yeah, it's really 5 years. It'll be 5 years. Yeah, fucking hell.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that has gone quick.
So next year will be our 30th. So
okay.
And we did say we were going to have one every 5 years.
Yeah.
So I can have a stag weekend. So I think I have to come to Holland for the stag.
Well, you'll have to come to Holland for my wedding anyway. So
yeah, that's it.
So you both have to come. You can't come on your own. Otherwise, you'd be cutching everyone over here. Strangers.
Are the Dutch into cutches?
Well, they do 3 kisses when you meet them.
Do they?
That's the women, not the men. Well, the men meet the women and the women meet the men. They kiss each other 3 times. So
okay.
There's not really much cutching going on.
It's a bit like in Wales, where they just use tongues in Wales, don't they?
Yeah, they tend to lick you on your forehead.
That's right.
All right, then. Now we're rambling on.
As always.
Well, maybe we should have called this podcast The Rambler.
Yeah.
Because we're always rambling on. All right, then. Shout out to anybody today?
Nobody. Oh, I'll tell you what. I'll give a shout out to Michelle, our buddy. It was her birthday the other day.
Okay.
So happy birthday, Michelle, for last Sunday.
Okay. I think what we'll start doing is if people mail in with their birthdays, or we can see them on Facebook. If you join our Patreon group, we'll wish you happy birthday.
Patreon group. Well, charge him £10 to wish him happy birthday.
Yeah. We'll even sing it for you.
And we'll send them a Kit Kat
with a tea bag.
Yeah, I love that. That's so good. That is awesome. Fair play. Great.
What's that binging? Is that you?
My phone, yeah.
All right, then. That's right, David. That's so unprofessional of you to have your phone next to you.
I had to have it up here earlier on.
See, I don't know. Letting me down, you are.
My bad.
All right, then.
Right, take care.
Bugger off.
Yeah, have a good one.
Ta-ra.
Have a good tea. Ta-ra.